Hey guys, welcome back to For the Love of Running. Look, 2020 is almost over, and basically I want to do a little bit of a recap and then just share with you guys some of the things that have made me a better runner. So the first thing I really want to talk about is my strengthening and conditioning program. It's something that I really seriously implemented in 2019, and it's been with me all throughout this year, and it's been great. Like I'm running with more confidence, I'm feeling stronger, I'm not missing training sessions due to those little niggles. So basically I figured I want to share with you what my strengthening and conditioning program looks like. But first, a little bit of a background. So, like, the fact that I've only been running for 6 years, and I didn't come from, I wasn't a very sporty child, so I didn't come from other sports. I didn't possibly have all that strength in my legs already that come from whether it's playing soccer, footy, anything of the sort. So, basically, and I'm quite lean, I weigh about 70 kilos now, but yeah, I'm relatively lean, so I think I'm quite prone to injuries and niggles. So, when I started running, as a recovery tool or to fight off niggles, I always thought it was stretching and foam rolling were the way to go. Everyone was doing it. Foam rolling really took off. And so I thought, if I'm sore, I won't go see a physio. I'll just foam roll and stretch. And it never really made me feel any better. And then I had a few issues, I'd roll ankles, I'd have something similar to shin splints. Generally tendinopathy was something I'd battle a little bit. But then probably my biggest one was ITB syndrome, which is where the side of your leg, where it inserts into your knee, I don't know whether you want to say it gets inflamed or whatever due to weak glutes and hips. And basically I thought I'd blown out my knee. Turns out it's this cool thing we call ITB syndrome. So I'd go see a physio. They'd massage me, they'd dry needle me, they'd give me some exercises to do with a resistance band at home, which I might do once or twice, or when I start to feel a little bit better, I'd put the resistance band away because at the end of the day it wasn't exciting, it was hard to get motivated. I just wanted to get out the door and to be honest, I wanted to run. And then fast forward to 2019, I was getting ready to undertake my second ever marathon in Berlin, and I really wanted to be a bit more professional about it. I wanted to have a real red hot crack. I wanted sub 3 hours and I wanted to do it injury free. But with one of the weeks I was building up, I think I peaked at an 80k week, which for me was a bit of a jump at the time. And I had this shin pain, and I was like, that's odd. And I didn't necessarily want to go straight back to the physio because it wasn't that bad that I need to stop running. But it was just hanging around, when I do speed work, it aggravated a little bit. So I just kept doing easy runs, but I felt like my training wasn't the best it could be because I was avoiding doing that speed work. So I figured I'd delve into the world of podcasting and basically use some of that material. Podcasts are free to listen to. So I found this show called the Physical Performance Show, which is actually run by a physio in Queensland, in Australia here. He basically is a physio, but he's also a sports scientist in training from memory. And there was a lot of great material on there. He'd have specialists, recovery specialists, people who would specialise in energy availability for athletes, bone specialists, and I think there was even a tendon specialist on there. So listening to all that, I figured I need some help. So I picked up the phone, I gave Brad a call and said, look mate, I need to know how I'm going to be ready for Berlin when I've got this shin pain, I can't do speed work, what do you recommend? Brad came back to me and said, Luke, let's draw some get a texter, draw where you saw, send some photos through, manage it over the next couple of days, see if anything changes, and then we'll have a couple of consults. So we had the first couple of consults and we basically put it down to tendinopathy. So I was surprised to hear that I needed to lift some weights and I needed to do heavier weights to really progressively load those tendons to get them used to handling a bit more load. So Brad gave me a plan and goes, I want you to do this leg session 3 times a week and I want you to still run your 60Ks a week but avoid speed work. He goes, we're going to load your ligaments and your tendons, get them used to some of the forces that you exert while you're running, because you take something like the soleus or soleus, however you pronounce it, in the calf there, that basically with intense exercise you can deliver 3 times your body weight worth of load through it, and that's massive. Like I've got a 50 kilo barbell out the back here, and if I do calf rows with that, that's not nearly giving me enough load. So Brad goes, Luke, you're going to need to get yourself a gym membership, which I didn't want to do. I a bit self-conscious, don't know what I'm doing, didn't want to look like an idiot, thought everyone was going to judge me. But basically I said, look, Brad, you tell me exactly what to do. I'll give you 100% compliance. And so that's exactly what I did. Is I went and got gym membership, spent three mornings in the gym, and I was running my 60Ks, and then fast forward to Berlin that year, I got my sub 3 hours. I did a 2:55.50 and I did it uninjured. The next day, traditional soreness that you get after running a marathon, but the couple of days after that, I was golden. I was ecstatic. So moving into 2020, I was like, I'm going to keep that routine going. I'm not going to do 3 leg sessions a week, but I'm going to do one. I'm going to start my week with some heavy leg session, a heavy leg session, and then basically I'm gonna do that start of the week, run the rest of the week with a rest day in there somewhere. And yeah, look, I'd probably rather run instead of doing a leg day, but it was better to sacrifice one day a week, say skip running on a Monday, to get into the gym and load everything, sort of try to build that strong foundation, because stretching and foam rolling, I know, hasn't helped me. I could spend hours a week just trying to stretch and foam roll, thinking it's going to help. When I got on this strengthening conditioning program, I said, Brad, that's great, but where am I going to find time for stretching and foam rolling? He goes, Luke, I found I need to strengthen condition as well. He goes, I haven't had to foam roll or stretch in 2 years. So Monday when I go into the gym, my session really, it changes depending on what gym I go to, what machines are available, and how busy it is. Because if someone's hogging the leg extension machine, I'm not going to hang around for half an hour to an hour just to wait for that machine. So generally spend maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. I do like to throw a little bit of core work in there as well. But basically the first thing I do is when I get into the gym, I'm doing seated calf raises, which is really good for the soleus muscle. So basically if there's no seated calf raise machine, I'll use a hamstring curl machine, put a plate basically under it, and I'll do some calf raises there. And then basically after that, I'll move to doing some hamstring curls, so single leg hamstring curls, because one of my legs is actually weaker than the other, and you might see it in some videos of me doing some squats or something like that. Sort of one side dips a little bit, and you sort of I don't want one leg to compensate for the other. I want to strengthen both equally. So single leg hamstring curls, I generally do about 25 kilos each leg and a set of 7, and then repeat that 4 times. Moving on from there, it's calf raises. So whether it's an actual machine designed for standing calf raises, or if I've only got access to like a Smith rack, I'll do it there as well. Weight will vary depending on which way I can do it. After that, I move into doing some squats, and I'm not talking squats as in loading the bar up ridiculously heavy and doing like a 1 rep max. Endurance is sort of what I'm looking for. So I'm doing more than 10 sets of whatever weight I've chosen. Even just doing it just with the bar, just to begin with. The bar's 20 kilos, so that can work really well. I'll do some hip abductor work as well with some of the resistance cable resistance machines or whatever they've got there. And then I like to finish with some core work as well. So basically that's just a little bit of a rundown of what my strength and conditioning plan is. I urge you, if you all want to be a better runner and you haven't been doing this long, it's definitely something to consider, especially before you get injured, because I know a lot of us runners that it's when we get injured that we put the effort into the recovery and the stretching and the resistance band training at home, but then once we start to feel good again, we kind of just push that by the wayside. At least for me, I know that I'm paying for a membership, I'm going every Monday, I know where I've got to be, and it's all that consistency that really adds up. You don't achieve anything great from one good session, and you don't lose anything massive from one bad session. So I think that's very important to keep in mind. It's actually quite funny because I tried to say all this while I was on holidays in Port Hughes, which is on the York Peninsula, which is near the coast. Basically, I'm running on the beach. I'm saying a lot of this sort of stuff, what I learned and all that, and I'll show you some of the footage, but it was just far too windy to get anything out, and it's a shame because it was actually quite a good run. So yeah, look, I hope you guys all take something useful out of this video. If you've got any questions, please just drop them below. I've got plenty of time. I'm happy to, well, I don't have plenty of time, but I'm happy to answer any questions you guys may have. Like I said, I'll throw some of the links to the Physical Performance Show. You know, I'm no way sponsored by them, affiliated with them. I just think it's a great free resource. And to be honest, any sort of podcasting is. So yeah, look, if you want to listen to a podcast on your run, you know, sort of have a listen to that. You might find some other podcasts through that you enjoy listening to, and it might make running a little bit easier. It might just put a bit of a different spin on it, you know, sort of changes as good as a holiday. So yeah, look, honestly guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for spending your time watching my videos. If you've got any questions, let me know. Hopefully it's informative, because I'm not going to lie, the memory card in this camera wasn't playing ball, and so it's taken a lot of takes to get this to where it is now. But look, I'm sure it'll be worth it. I enjoy doing the YouTube thing, enjoy communicating with some of you guys that have, you know, got comments on some of my videos. So thanks again guys, and I will see you in 2021. You happy with that? So I'm back. Some coffee, really, really hot. Oh yeah, righto. You don't need to bark. No, that's awkward. Oh, what? Yeah, yeah, I know.